Facebook. We are live and I'm a little bit late. And I apologize for that. Like, oh my gosh. So much is going on. So I had to take the little one to school. But anyway, I wanted to come on live because I realized that the majority of my customer base and clients are getting their credit fixed because they want to purchase homes. And so I want to give you what it is that you want. Now, this is what happens to us sometimes. Sometimes the need for instant gratification says we want what we want now because we're used to Burger King where you can have it your way. Can I tell you all something? For the longest time in my life, I got so used to manipulating outcomes. Like something was supposed to be a certain way, but I manipulated it in such a way that I got what I wanted. As a matter of fact, hey Denise, hey Terry. As a matter of fact, when I purchased my home, when I first went, and you have to keep in mind, I didn't have my business at that time. When I first went to get a loan, the banks laughed at me. Like literally, y'all. At that time, so this is 2008. I'm making $60,000 a year. I'm single. I don't have any children. So to me, back in 2008, $60,000 was a lot of money. I thought I was balling. You know, I wasn't checking the price tags when I went to the grocery store. If I went shopping, I could just buy whatever I wanted to. Hey, Jeff. So back then, to me, 60 grand, single, no kids, was a lot of money. And so I felt that I could buy a house. I applied for a loan, and literally loan officers were laughing at me. And what they were telling me was, go ahead, pay all your bills off, and call us back in a year. And my mind said to me, if somebody else can do this and buy a house, I know I can too. And that's when I became obsessed with credit and how to fix it. And I fixed my own credit within 30 days, went back to those loan officers, and they were fighting for my business. It was then that I realized that I wanted to do this for a living because I didn't like the fact that people were laughed at. I didn't like the fact that realtors didn't know what to do in that situation. And sometimes they gave you the worst advice ever. They had no clue. If you are a realtor and you can hear what I'm saying, I'm giving you this straight up. You are doing your people a straight disservice if you do not understand, more than you even understand real estate law, if you do not understand credit, and if you are abandoning people because they can't get approved. You're abandoning them. As a realtor, our job is not to sell you a house. That's really not our job. I can't make you like a house. Either you love the house or you don't love the house. No matter what I say, no matter what I do, you either like the house or you don't like the house. I can't make you be able to afford it. Either you have the money for the house or you don't have the money for the house. That is totally on you. But what my job is as a realtor is to create solutions to problems so that you can get into the house. So many realtors look at people like they want the people to come with everything, all their ducks in a row, knowing exactly what to do, and let me just make a fast commission. No. It's my job to create a solution to the problem. How many times have I heard of people calling, looking to buy a home, credit is pulled, they never get a call back. The realtor or the bank isn't even brave enough to tell them we're unable to qualify you. They have no solution. And guess what? The majority of people fall into that category. So I came up with this 8 different ways that you can buy a home with bad credit. But I need you to understand something. You all, we have to stop trying to manipulate outcomes. We have to stop not being willing to fix the problem. We have to stop burying our head in the sand and not being willing to pick up the phone and have the conversation with the people that can help us. all of a sudden, for some reason, Americans have gotten so emotionally sensitive that they can't have the conversations. So let's just have the conversations. So, first thing that you can do, if your credit is bad, but you still want to buy a home, and that's this: save the cash. A lot of people buy homes cash. Now, you might think to yourself, well, that's like impossible for me because I don't make a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money saved. Let me tell you something. I have lots of cash buyers. Lots of cash buyers. They either exercise the discipline and save the money and get a starter home, let it appreciate in value, sell it, and then they grow their wealth. I cannot tell you how many people, when I said, if you had an 800 credit score, what would you do? And people were saying, oh, I'd do the happy dance. Happy, what? Maybe people don't want to have good credit because they don't know what to do with it once they get it, because they equate credit with debt and they're afraid to touch it because they would mess it up, instead of using the credit to build wealth. Purchasing property is one of the quickest ways to build wealth, you all. A good friend of mine, James B. Mitchell, hey Adrian, hey Beth, said something very smart the other day. I loved how he said this. He said, the most precious commodity on the planet is land, because God will never make more of it, and every time you buy it, it appreciates in value. Now, unless you want to go live on top of a lava flow somewhere, he's absolutely correct. He is absolutely correct. God is not going to make any more land, y'all. All the land that's on the planet, that's it. We don't get any more. So land will always appreciate in value, no matter what. So don't call asking what's the market like. It doesn't matter what the market is like. Real estate will always have value. Please, if you're watching the video, share the video, because some people are going to need to know this information, because there's some people in 2018 that are going to be looking to buy a home. And though I currently sit in the state of Pennsylvania, I have created my own real estate group that is nationwide, that can help anyone in any of the 50 states buy a home, regular buying a home, nothing weird, nothing strange, but can help people buy a home even if they have bad credit. 2018, we're making some dreams turn into reality, but you're going to have to listen to the hard facts. So please like the video, share the video, and able to help other people who want to become homeowners in 2018. Okay, so land will always appreciate no matter what the market is. Purchasing property is always smart. Think about this. No matter where the market is, everybody needs a roof over their head. It's a necessity, y'all. It's just like food. If someone says that food is not something good to invest in because you eat it and eliminate it, you need food. So you need a roof over your head. So even if you're in a market that is a low market, it's eventually going to come back up. Everybody needs a roof over their head. Okay, so you got the number one way that you can purchase a house, even if you have problems with your credit. Number two, I see people do this all the time. Number two is purchase a cheap mobile home. Now, some people say, I don't want to live in a mobile home. You got bad credit. So if you want to build it up and build up your worth, you're going to have to be willing to do some things that maybe isn't first on your list. But you can purchase that with cash so that you're able to save up your money, pay a lot rent, and as you save up your money, you'll be able to transition into step number 3, which I'm about to tell you in a minute. But I've seen people do this where they will take low for a couple of years, actually live in a cheap mobile home, pay about $300, $400 in lot rent, save their money so that they're able to do number 3, which is save their money so that they have a larger down payment. You all, if you're starting from a bad position, in order to get higher, you're going to have to be willing to sacrifice some things. I don't know why God made life that way, but it just is what it is. So what are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? How bad do you want it? Is the question. How bad do you want it? Is the question. Now, in the description of this go live is my link, bit.ly/Joelle Woke. There you can click and get a $1 credit analysis, or I'll actually analyze your credit, let you know if you can purchase a home, and if you cannot purchase a home, how we can get you credit ready within the next 30 to 90 days, and then give you the game plan and see if you're on board with the game plan. Because here's the thing with credit, if you're going to fix credit, it's not just the specialist that's fixing the credit. It's a two-way street. There's work I have to do, and my other credit specialists have to do, and there's work you have to do. We have to work together. It's a plan. And a lot of times you hear people say, oh, credit repair is a scam. It's not a scam, but I can tell you what happens. Credit repair companies fail to educate you that it's a two-way street. They're afraid to tell you that because they're afraid that you don't want to do the work. Now, what is the work that you may have to do? Well, you're going to have to do stuff like pay your bills on time, send them the letters that come in the mail from the credit bureaus. You're going to have to communicate with them when something doesn't look right. And a lot of times people don't do their part. And when that credit score doesn't go up, they are so ready to say it's a scam or jump on that company, and it's not so. It's not so. You're going to have to be willing. If you want something that you have never had before, and you want to get it, I guarantee you that you're going to have to be willing to do some things that you've never done before. You're going to have to be willing to take your head out of the sand, adopt a new mindset, almost like beast mode, to get it done. Okay? Number four way that you can buy a home even if you have bad credit, is to look for something called seller financing. Seller financing. So if you're watching the video, I'm going to ask you to like the video, share the video. If you have questions, ask questions on the video. I'm happy to answer your questions. That's totally fine. Because I'm trying to help as many people in the 50 states, because we actually can practice real estate in all 50 states, help people with bad credit become homeowners in 2018, if that is so your desire or someone else's desire. So you can look for something called seller financing. What is that? What seller financing is when someone owns a home, and most times they own it outright. Sometimes they don't, but most times they do. And they're willing to finance the house for you. So I am sitting in my home right now. This is my house. And let's say you came to my house. You say, oh, I kind of like your house. And I'm like, okay. And I'm selling this house, let's say, for $180,000. And I come up with a payment plan where you can pay me X amount of dollars a month in order to be the owner of this home. And because I'm allowed to do that, it does not require me to look at your credit. Now, some may choose to, but most do not. However, in that particular type of transaction, you would definitely want a real estate agent. A lot of people don't understand real estate agents and how they get paid. All of that stuff gets handled in a closing. You don't really hand a real estate agent a check. All of that gets handled in the closing of the home. So if you're serious, look up the term seller financing. Find out who has seller financing in your area. Call your local realtor and say, listen, I'm looking for homes that offer seller financing. Can you send me a list of homes that offer seller financing? That one is very, very easy to do. So make sure that you know that term, seller financing. A lot of people are able to get into homes because of that. You'll want to make sure that you have verifiable income and that your income is decent enough to be able to support that payment arrangement. But that is definitely a way that a lot of clients that have trouble credit get into a home. But you're going to want to make sure that you have a realtor and a brokerage that thoroughly understands that, so that the deal is structured correctly. Nothing is worse than getting a bad realtor that don't understand how to structure something. Now we got a totally brand new problem. So make sure that your realtor understands that. So you can go to bit.ly Joelle Woke. There's a couple of things you can do. You can get a $1 credit analysis where you take a look at your credit and figure out what it is that you need to do to get into a home. You can go there and claim your free book for my do-it-yourselfers. There's some of you people that just don't want anybody fixing your credit. You want to do it yourself. I applaud you. Do it. I wrote the book on it. So you can go to bit.ly /Joelle Woke. The link is in the description of this go live, and you can claim my book for free. It's called Get Mad Credit. I want you to get mad about it. Get mad. Get Mad Credit. 10 ways to kill your bad credit score. You can also go to bit.ly /Joelle Woke and schedule a time to talk to me about real estate, how to acquire real estate, what a person needs to know as a first-time home buyer, understanding seller financing. It's totally free to talk to me. You just got to book in a time. Now, I am in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. However, as part of my group, we have realtors all over the U.S., so I can always put you in safe and able-bodied hands, and I can always remain a part of your transactions to make sure that you are good. It is so important to me that everybody that goes through purchasing a home feels like a human being and doesn't feel like a second-class citizen, like I was made to feel when I purchased my first home, when I went for my loan. Y'all, that was back in 2008, 10 years ago, and I have never forgotten that experience. Never, ever forgot it. And I'm grateful for it because it led me to where I'm at today. Okay, let's go to the number 5 thing that you can do to buy a home, even if you have bad credit. Number 5 is you can borrow money from your family. Now, most of us don't want to do that. I have a couple family members right now that if I called them, if I needed to buy a house, they would have the cash. They have it. And so in that instance, you can formulate a loan situation. But I want to tell you something. If you are over the age, at least of 30, you need to be standing on your own 2 feet. And as I talk to you, I talk to myself. I'm now the ripe old age and beautiful age of 40. I'm not 50, I'm 40. I was thinking about something that relates to 50, but I'm now 40 years old. And I look back on my life and I realize that I always wanted to collaborate with somebody. I always wanted to do something with somebody instead of standing on my own 2. You all, after you turn 30, you should pretty much be doing stuff on your own 2 feet. You need to stop burying your head in the sand and asking people to assist and help and get it done. But it is something that people have utilized by either getting money to actually purchase a home or getting a money to help with the down payment or to make the down payment larger. Now, if somebody were to gift you a money to buy a home so you have a larger down payment, you're going to want to make sure that they're willing to write a letter clearly stating that the money given was a gift. Banks get really, really funny when it comes to gifts and money for home purchases. Most people would think that a bank wouldn't care where a large sum of money would come from, but in fact they do. So you want to make sure that the money is verifiable. They want to make sure that you're not involved in any type of money laundering. or anything illegal. So they might require a paper trail or even a notarized letter from the person who gave you, and that person may need to show where they got the money from. Now, sometimes people will borrow from their 401k, a Roth IRA, and they'll do things like that in order to get the money to be able to purchase a home. Number 6 is my favorite one of all. Number 6. If you want to purchase a home and there's something wrong with your credit, just get the thing fixed that's wrong with your credit. You all, there wouldn't be all this talk about credit repair and credit restoration if it wasn't true. So why don't we think about that? So a lot of people say, well, I don't have the money. If you want to buy a home and you don't have the money to get your credit fixed, now we have a totally different problem. Getting your credit fixed is not expensive at all. In fact, you can start for as little as $1. Y'all, if the dollar is stretching your budget, I'm just saying. So you can go to bit.ly/Joelle Woke. The link is in the description of this go live. And you can get a credit analysis for $1, which will look and tell you the problems, tell you how they need to be fixed. You can fix it yourself. That's totally okay. You're allowed. It's your credit. Nobody's going to be mad at you. I fixed my own. Why would I be mad for somebody to fix their own? But I want to give you what I know so I can help you get to the end game. You can go to bit.ly/Joelle Woke. The link is in the description. And you can get the credit analysis for $1. We'll tell you what's wrong, how it needs to be fixed, and formulate a game plan. You can take that game plan and execute it yourself. You can take that game plan and sit down with someone else and ask them what their thoughts and feelings are, because I guarantee you, no other credit restoration company will do that for you. They'll just say, oh yeah, we can fix it, and they haven't even looked at it yet. Y'all, that's like going to the doctor and just walking in and sitting in the exam table, and the doctor walking in for the very first time looking at you and say, you have diabetes. Take some of this insulin, pick how much you need, and come back in 2 weeks. How are you going to diagnose somebody and say you can take care of it? You ain't even look at it yet. You haven't taken any tests. You haven't asked me any questions. You all, if somebody's saying they're going to fix your credit and they haven't looked at it yet to see what's wrong, because in credit restoration, it's a two-way street. There is a lot of work that the company has to do, but there definitely is some work that you have to do as well. The question is, are you willing to do your part? Some people aren't willing to do their part, and when they don't do their part and don't get the desired result, they want to blame the company. But I have to fault companies too, because they don't educate people to make sure they know what their part is. They don't put it in writing. They don't go over it. Make sure the person understands it. Hold them accountable. Accountability, you all. Accountability. We don't like to be held accountable to anything anymore. We don't want nobody telling us what to do, but we want the result. And we want you to do it. Don't make me accountable for my own credit and my own finances and my own wealth and my own home. Don't make me accountable. That's your job. You all, if that's your mindset, then you're going to be stuck in that same place. And when I asked that question a few days ago, what would you do if you had an 800 credit score? People didn't even have a clue what they would do. They said they would go and dance. What? Y'all, I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm keeping it real. So, thank you for watching the video. We got some more stuff to go. 8 ways to buy a home if you have bad credit. Number 6 is my favorite. Just get it fixed. Y'all, I had to do that for myself. It's possible. I had everything on creation on my credit report and had no clue. I had federal tax lien, estate tax lien. I had student loans. The only thing that I didn't have at that point was a bankruptcy. I've had a bankruptcy on my credit since then. But at that time, I didn't have a bankruptcy. I had medical bills. I had stuff I didn't even notice. I had stuff from my first marriage on there. I'm like, what the heck is this? I had a repossession on my credit. I'm just trying to remember. I had everything you could think of, at least in my opinion, was on that credit report. That's why when I pull some of your credit and people say, oh, don't laugh at me, it's really bad. I'm like, laugh at you? After what I had on mine? Are you kidding me? I could never laugh or judge anybody. But guess what? I got the keys to my house because I'm not going to allow somebody to tell me what I can't do. If somebody before me has done it, I'm doing it. It's done. Show me what you can't do and I'll show you what I can. It's just my mentality. I want to be a homeowner. Finished. How do we get it done? Okay, number 7. Number 7 way that you can buy a home even if you have bad credit is find a bank that holds their own loans. So there are banks that will hold, so you want to look up that term, banks that hold their own loans. And banks that hold a loan, they don't look at credit score. They look at an overall picture. However, you kind of get sandwiched in when you do that because banks sometimes hold property. The property might be as a result of a foreclosure or short sale, or not short sale, excuse me, as a result of a foreclosure. So they're holding the property to find somebody to put in the property to take over the mortgage. So you're kind of subject to whatever properties they have available. So again, you would want to find banks that do this, that hold their own loans. They are not easy to find. But it's true. You can. Banks that hold their own loans. You can get a house through them without them doing a credit check, but they're definitely going to verify your income. Now, they may look at your credit, but their decision will not be credit based. Mostly what they're looking for is to see if you have a foreclosure on your credit. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think a foreclosure can be removed from your credit? The answer is absolutely positively yes. How do I know? I've had one removed. I'm telling you that usually the people that have been in the worst situations are the ones who can help you because they had to figure out for themselves how to get out of the situation. I had to get it removed. As soon as that foreclosure is removed, you can go ahead and buy. Okay, so again, that number 7 one is look for banks that hold their own loans, but you're going to be subject to their properties as well. And final one, last one, number 8, is to get a cosigner. Now, when you get a cosigner, unfortunately, if your credit is bad enough, you won't be able to be on the loan yourself, but you can have someone else hold that loan for you. And there are people for a fee that are willing to do that. You all, let me help you understand something. If your credit is bad, you will pay more trying to manipulate your bad credit than to just fix it. Now, I have a ton of programs for people that have bad credit and feel that they don't have money. There's ways that you can hack your way into getting actually free services from me. But if you're going to get free service from me, it's going to require that we have a discussion. And some of y'all just do not want to talk to people, but you do want them to do something for you for free. Not happening. You got to talk. You have to communicate. And you have to be accountable. You have to be responsible. And you have to be considerate of other people's time if they're going to spend their time to do something for you. You don't want to talk? I don't want to work for free for you. I don't want to do it. No. No. Now, what does happen in my credit hacks group is I do have a program that if people invite 100 friends, just invite 100 friends into the group, I promise they're going to have a good time. You have officially hacked your way into free service. Not sure if my service is right for you, and sometimes, y'all, my service is not right for you. Sometimes it is just not a fit. So you can try before you buy. It's $1 to do a credit analysis. I give you the game plan. I let you know what needs to be done, what I have to do, what you need to do, and you can decide if you want to do it or not. I promise you, you won't find another credit repair company that will do that. And if you do find them, let me know, because I want to talk to them. I haven't seen anybody. Credit repair companies do the cookie cutter dispute letters that anybody can do. But here's the thing, those dispute letters get inside a loop called Oscar. A lot of people have never heard of that term. If you just start sending letters, say, oh, you can fix your credit yourself, you absolutely can. But if you start sending them templated letters that you find on Yahoo or Google search, y'all, as you're searching for the letters, what you think the credit bureaus are doing? They search for them too. And when they see those templated letters, they program them in their Oscar system. And when the letter comes, a human being doesn't look at the letter, y'all. It gets scanned. And if it's deemed a template, they actually like kind of spit it out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be releasing a book here not in too much longer, that's actually going to give you letters that aren't templated that you can use if you want to, if you have the time, the commitment, and the patience to do it yourself. That book will be coming soon. The book is already done. I'm just waiting to release it. I don't know when I'm going to do that. But we'll get it together. So anyway, bit.ly/Joelle Woke. You can schedule an appointment to talk about your credit, to talk about your real estate. You can claim your free book, Get Mad Credit, 10 Ways to Kill Your Bad Credit Score. You can get your $1 credit analysis, or you can just sign up for services, and let's just cut to the chase. It is really up to you. So I appreciate, hey Sherry, I appreciate you all being with me. I can't wait till the next go live. Let me talk about my next go live. Hold on. My next go live, we are going to, and it's going to be on Friday, y'all. We're going to be talking about the credit repair scam. How to avoid being scammed, and why some people call scam and it's not a scam. It was a lack of education and understanding. So that's going to be Friday at 12 noon. We're going to talk about the credit repair scam. If you have any questions, please come inside my group. If you're not already in the group, it's bit.ly/credit with a capital C 2018. Come on in there, ask some questions, take a look at some of the tips and tricks that I have, because I want you to be able to do it yourself if that's what you want to do. And also bit.ly Joelle Woke. That link is in the description of this go live. There's a million zillion fulfilling things that you can do with that link. Claim your free book, get your $1 credit analysis, schedule a telephone call with me. Oh my goodness, y'all, just go on the link and just tell me what you need from me. Just tell me what you want, and I got you. All right, y'all, I love you with all of my heart. Thank you for being a part of my audience, and I will see you all again Friday.